Okay, here I am. I've made it. The first marker I see, it's always this one. 3956, unknown male. This is just always the most visible one to me because I take the same route. But let me show you just how in the woods I am. You know, it's not like there's a path that leads to these grave markers. And if you've never been here, it's really hard to navigate. Now, I would say I'm about, I don't know, maybe a little more than 100 yards in. I'm not that far in from where I just was on the street. You can hear the cars as they start passing by when they do. That's Guerley Road right there, leads down to Dunham. Here's the first markers. Now, I'm mistaken about the numbers because they actually go down heading up the hill. I was thinking they were descending in numbers coming down this way, which would mean that there has to be more graves across the street. And I'm not dismissing that. I still think that there is. However, they descend going up the hill. So these are the highest numbers that you'll see, 3950, 3950s, and then we'll go up there and be in the 3940s. I'll show you here in a minute. But here's a distinct row. And look at this, the tree's even grown. You can see how overgrown it is. There's still cicada casings there. Look at that. But it's literally taken over this. You know, this is going to be really hard to ever get rid of. Or, you know, preservation is going to just be to probably cut this off right here and just leave it like that. You can't pull that out of there. You know, and we have landsliding issues here. Anybody that lives in Cincinnati knows this, and this is on a small grade going down to Guerley. So here's where they continue on. Now there's one missing here. You can see where the concrete is. The plate is gone. And they continue on over. Here's one that's broke. And here's a block, so I don't know if one was on there that came off or if this is the end stone for this row. There's a good chance they continue on into the brush. Let's go up here and definitely educate yourself on foraging and how to identify. There's a lot of hogweed and shit that you don't want to be touching. In another month or so, to be perfect time to come back here. It's still pretty overgrown right now with the season. But here's another row. Start here. And really, there's no start and end. As long as it's clear, you can see them. You know? Here's one really low in. That one kind of raised. You know, so they're all very different. And I want to emphasize, this is something that you would think the Parks Board and stuff would highlight. They don't. Here's one missing. Again, oh my goodness. Here's actually a piece of it. Wow, that's cool. And here, you can see it continues on. Now look, here's some rubble. You know, so what was that? Were they in the middle of doing something and this is what caused this to be put here? Did it slide down? So here's one really kind of crooked looking. Another one. This one looks like it's broke. Let me get under this big old stick here. My phone's going to die, of course. Story of my life. Another one broke in half. And it actually does continue on. So now we know the row that was just below there continues on. Another 3950, huh? That's interesting. We just have 3950? Wait a minute now. $56. Okay, I was gonna say. So there's 5 more there, and this probably starts the new row. So that was 3950. Well, that's cool. I never really got that far before. I mean, I've been here dozens of times. I've seen these, but you know, I only take a few pictures and then I go. So 3950 there, and it either extends on or these extend on past that, and there's 3956. So we've got a group here. let's go up another little ways. And you've got some more concrete. And here's the other row. Look at this one. Almost completely down in there. I love this stuff, you guys. It's absolutely fascinating. It really is. And it's a shame that things like this are forgotten. Thank the universe, it's not gone. Because Cincinnati, we definitely get rid of some shit we shouldn't. You know? And then wait decades like, oh, maybe that was not a good idea. We should try to build that again. I think that's the second joiner I've seen. But what I was getting at was, not everyone here suffered of tuberculosis or another disease, for that matter, and was just thrown here. That is not what a pauper's field or a potter's field even is. These are working middle-class people, and I'm learning after talking with someone that I've recently met, Sandy. She's very knowledgeable on it. She's finding natives even here, veterans that are here, you know, people from all walks of life that died many different ways. And if you just didn't have family here, let's say you were working on the railroad or whatever reason, or even if you did live here, there are dozens of reasons why you would have ended up somewhere like Potter's Field. Now, sharing this on Facebook, I'm also learning all the people that are in the tri-state locally that know that they have relatives here, and they can't even get to them. They can't even properly come visit their dead ancestors. You know, and so it needs to be preserved in a genuine way where maybe it's not as, you know, aesthetically pleasing as a big old Catholic cemetery or a big Jewish cemetery or the cemeteries that we're familiar with today, but it can certainly, we can clear out the pathway, get a marker in here, and at least have them somewhere for them to go to kind of appreciate what they came from. You know what I'm saying? And this goes up in through the brush. Now you can only go so far, clearly, with each row. But, I mean, come on. Tell me this isn't, like, super fucking cool, man. Here's another row. We're in 3800s. And it just keeps going and going. But, as you can see with the landslide issues, where's the next one? You know, it should be right around here. We should at least see the concrete slab, and we don't. So the layout of the graves are actually unknown as well. And you can see old aerial shots, and we can try to figure it out. That's what we're doing now. But obviously it's going to take some work. Look at this one all the way down in. Look at that, almost gone. 3814. Rains, it said.